The Wisdom of Incarnation. An essay by James Mahu. Question. Why is our mission, at a general level, misunderstood, lost, or appropriated by those in power? Answer. We overcome whatever holds us back from understanding our missions. This is why those of us who have incarnated upon this planet are considered among the wisest of sovereigns, because the separation frequency of this planet and our species is strong. Very strong. It is challenging to remember one's mission, and how to form alignment with the one and all consciousness that is so central to that mission. As learning platforms are concerned, Earth is one of the finest in all worlds and dimensions. And each of us is privileged to be here as a lens of the one and all. The arena of our reality is very large with quite literally infinite perspectives, and in each of those is a truth-telling perspective of how the universe operates. The universe does not operate as a singular reflection of one physics, and this is because it is not a universe, it is a multiverse. Even within the multiverse, there are multiverses. If you have studied the many worlds interpretation, you understand that it is quite possible and even likely that we live in an infinite verse. And in this domain, physics is not a singular thing. It is an infinite thing. Therefore, what one can say about how spacetime operates is applicable to one world, but not another. This is why I put less emphasis on physics, operational truths, than I do on behavioral intelligence. The intellect desires to understand how things work and why things work. It is only natural to want to know. However, if we live in an infinite realm as infinite beings, our alignment to one and all, our belief system's alignment is what creates behavioral intelligence, not our understanding of how the universe's structure is made and operates. This is to say that one could be the first to understand the theory of everything for one galactic system, and yet behave like an egotistical child. Similarly, one could completely be ignorant of the theory of everything and behave like a wise sage. The former might believe that their theory of everything applies to the universe. However, every galaxy is a different learning school. Every galaxy has its own theory of everything. Do we really believe that the universe in its vastness is a monoculture of physics? The view of free will is to cast simulations and dreams that are malleable. That can be created, not simply discovered. In creation, variation exists. And this is the difference between the physics of life and inanimate existence. Life is created from the sovereign integral level of existence, and by the time it is stepped down to a species in space-time duality, life is unpredictable and free will is why. Free will is the currency of the realm for one and all, because it provides authentic learning for the one and all. It is its oxygen. If one and all decided it would be better to not have free will within space-time duality, learning would cease to be authentic. And so, we have diversity in all things. This diversity is infinite, and in this diversity, physics cannot be one thing. We have a detective's mind as it pertains to the physics of spacetime, and a metaphysician's eye as it pertains to the non-dual realms. I am not trying to describe the cosmos. This, I believe, is impossible to describe. It operates in the unknowable state, which is to say, no incarnational aspect of one and all can describe one and all. Once we are incarnated, we lose our perspective of the infinite. Whatever we can describe as an aspect of the infinite, it is not the infinite. Thus, to spend our time and energy on trying to describe the cosmological structure of our infinite existence is like describing a mile of shoreline of Africa, and concluding that Antarctica must be the same. I know this seems like throwing water on a fire, and I am not trying to dampen anyone's excitement in deepening your understanding of structural spacetime. To deepen your understanding, especially if it feels like a passion within you, then you are wise to explore it. However, whatever you land on as a belief, do not become too attached to it, unless it is the fundamental belief that we exist in order to live aligned to one and all, which is our most fundamental expression of love. Love is not expressed in understanding the structure of one and all, rather, it is living in alignment to one and all through our will, our beliefs, our expressions, and our creations. The structure is simply too vast and varied, and always expanding, to pin it down and define it with words and symbols. And we are okay with that. We are at peace with the limitations of our mortal self. We are compassionate with the horizons beyond our view. These only strengthen our resolve to live in alignment because we are not distracted by the exploration of the unknowable.